Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I hope all is well. I am inside today because it's a little bit too cold outside for me. I love to do my live shows outside, but a little bit too cold. So I've got my Palo Santo cone burning here this morning. So here we are, cleansing and clearing, cleansing and clearing. So come on in, let me know you can hear me. First of all, let's see if this is working. I have a new device that I am trying out once again. We'll get it right one of these days. So please let me know if you can hear me and everything looks okay. Let's see here. I'm going to check my other screen and make sure it's going through. Hi, Carmel. Oh, yay, you can hear me. Good. Yay. That's a good start. So, hi, Marie. Welcome. Yes, come on in. Today, I'm going to talk about something a little bit deeper than I have in a while. Something that's come up a few times, but most recently, it's come up again in a conversation, and I feel like it's something that we need to talk about. So, hey, Ron, welcome. Cynthia, thank you. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. So, yes, we are talking about the spiritual journey, a little bit about it. Hi, WC, welcome. Thank you, great. Yes, that's fine, very good. Yes, yay. Welcome, welcome. Please share with others who might benefit from our community and our talks and our learning experiences. Hi, Renee, good morning. Okay, so the following conversation today came about from a conversation with a friend, and I've had this conversation with many friends in the past, and this is guidance that comes to me. This is things that come to me. This is what I believe. What I believe is not necessarily what you have to believe. I don't try to force my beliefs on others. I just share what I learn. I share my guidance I get. I share what comes to me. And it's up to you to believe what you want to believe or what you don't want to believe. You know, we're all on this journey together, but we all have our own specific beliefs and our own specific path. And it's not my job to make you believe something that I believe. So just keep that in mind. It's my purpose to share what I've experienced, share what comes to me, share what I'm guided to share. And that's what I do. So, welcome. A lot of joining here today. Great. Welcome. Hello. Let's see who we've got. Renee, Mary, Linda, Shangita, Krista, Sonia, Karen. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. So, so this is a little bit deeper topic than what we've talked about recently, and I do get into these deep topics occasionally. And at the end, I'm going to pull 2 cards for the show, group messages, one from the Power of Surrender deck and one from the Namaste deck to see whatever it is that comes up for us all. Welcome. I'm well. Welcome, Lauren, Jan, and Rachel. Thank you. Just getting started, so it's good. So I hope that my experiences and whatever comes through me helps somebody else. That's a big part of my purpose as well. And hey, welcome, Ron and Becky. Hey, Becky. Yes, saw you in the other group there. Suzanne, welcome. Welcome, Tracy. Got a lot of our regular community here, a lot of new faces. That's awesome. So, hey, Terry. So let me kind of describe to you how I see the spiritual path and what I've experienced with the spiritual path. And we'll take it in. I'll just kind of go through this and then we'll see what kind of comments. Please post your comments along the way. Your thoughts, all the thoughts are welcome. There's no discrimination. There's no judgment. We all are respectful here. So welcome. Come on in. Thank you for joining us. So the spiritual path, I believe, is broken up into 3 components. And I'll get into that in just a moment. Many of us have started a spiritual path for various different reasons. And I know friends that were in accidents and they woke up the next day and they started a whole new journey. I have friends that were in a very restrictive kind of atmosphere growing up, and they were trying to find something that they can think upon their own and act upon their own. So they're on their own path that way. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Come on in. I personally was in a very dark place, and I know many other friends were in very dark places, and I thought there's got to be something better. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be something more to life than being so depressed and sad and filled with fear all the time. And so that's what started my specific spiritual journey, and that began probably about 7 or 8 years ago now. And that's what, and I've been growing and learning ever since. And I think that's part of it, is we grow, we learn what we're capable of, we experience new things, and we see what we're capable of doing. We see things more clearly. We understand things more clearly. And life seems to make more sense in general. Life on earth seems to make more sense in general. So, the spiritual path, welcome everyone, come on in. The spiritual path, please share this with others who might benefit from this kind of thing, or our community. The spiritual path, I believe, is broken into 3 components. The first one is peaks. We're going up on a fast track, up a mountain. We're learning, we're experiencing, we're opening our gifts, we're meeting our angels, we're talking to our spirit guides, we're seeing things clearly, we're getting answers. We are connecting to source energy. That's the fast track, the peak up. And it can be very exciting, and it can be very thrilling, and we want to learn more. We embrace it. We are just excited. We're thirsty for more. We're just really excited to be in that time. And it goes up, 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 up. And new things happen, and it's just a fast track, high energy. Now, there are times, I feel, for many of us, I've talked to many of us, and myself as well, when you hit a peak from that fast track and things seem to stop. That's kind of a neutral. That's a neutral time. That's spiritual path number 2, neutral. Neutral path. That is when we need to rest, we need to reflect. We need that quiet time, because if we were on the fast track the whole time, our physical and our spiritual bodies would not be able to handle that much stimulation all of the time. Some people can handle it, not the majority. So I find myself sometimes at the neutral, and I get frustrated. Why did I stop learning things like I was so quickly? Well, it's not that I stopped. It's not that you stopped. It's time to reflect on what you've learned. It's time to apply what you've learned. It's time to really just kind of be quiet within yourself and regroup and kind of just, it's a quiet time. Less energy, not much happening, just kind of quiet time. You just need to allow yourself to rest and recover from that fast track energy that you had prior to that. So, did that make sense so far? Does that make sense? Do a lot of you resonate with that? Have you experienced that? Dorothy, you asked the same questions. Good. Questioning is good. We'll talk about questioning shortly. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Elizabeth, in need of help. Feeling lost. Hopefully this will help you in some way. All right. Yes, it does. It does make sense. Yes, a lot of yeses. Okay. So the third part in the spiritual path is the valleys, when you dip down, in the dip down. We've gone up high energy. We've done some neutrals where it's just calm and we reflect. Sometimes we dipped down into the valleys. That can be when something traumatic happens, something challenging happens. We hear something very negative, or we see something very negative that affects us. And when we're in the valleys, our physical humanness wants to protect us because we're experiencing something we don't like. So it shuts off what we see. It closes off what we hear right in front of us. It kind of puts this protective barrier around us. So it's harder for us to see the answers, to hear the answers like we would have before. Sometimes these valleys create a deep fear within us. When I began my spiritual journey many years ago, I experienced a big valley 2 years ago when my mom was in an accident. I was faced with a huge challenge. And it was a time where I was already experiencing a lot of stress with other family issues, and this was an added challenge on top of it. And it was so challenging. My mom was in a car accident. It was so challenging. I had to drop a lot of things I was doing on a normal day-to-day basis to help her, and that was fine. It's just that so many odd, crazy things happened within that time helping her that I couldn't believe these things were happening. It got to the point where I started to question my own spiritual path and my spiritual connections. I was questioning my connection to source energy because my spiritual path actually has brought me closer to God, Creator, source energy than ever before. And at that challenging time, I was questioning, did you leave me? Did you forsake me? Are you even there? Why are you not helping me? My spirit guides and angels, the same thing. Why are you not helping me? It's because I was closed, because I closed myself off to protect myself. I didn't do it purposely. My body, my physicalness, my ego did it in a defense mechanism. And I was so distraught thinking that my spirit guides, God, Creator, forsaken me. I was questioning my path. I was questioning all that I had learned before that point. I was questioning, is it all true or is it just, Well, I did get through the challenge. It was something I had to go through to make me stronger spiritually, mentally, physically, all of it. I cleared some deep-rooted karma through it, which I think a lot of challenging issues, when they come through, it's part of our life purpose to get through some of the karma that's embedded in us. So I cleared some deep karma, I replaced it with divine love, and I came out much better on the other side. And a deeper connection with God, Creator, Universe, and Source Energy, and my spirit guides, and my angels, all of it. So we have these times when we're on a peak, high road up, high energy. We have those times when we're neutral, where it's just quiet, not much is happening. And we have those times when we dip down into valleys. We've not lost what we've gained. It's just kind of closed off, or we don't see it because of whatever has come our way. And it's okay to question. It's okay to question things, because that's part of our learning, questioning, right? It's part of our learning is to question things. It's part of our process of finding out who we are deep down within us, is to question things. And I think that's okay. It's part of it. It's just part of it. It's part of the journey. So let me see what other kind of comments have come through here. Let's see here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are a soul having a human experience. Sometimes we feel sad. The feelings are not us, Michelle. Yes, we are a soul having a human experience, and it's difficult. We knew it wouldn't be easy coming here. But it is difficult. But the rewards are wonderful. So if we can get through these challenging times, it's there's so much to clear and learn, and it really does make a difference getting through it. And we all have different challenges, and we all have different ways to respond to the challenges. I mean, we might have experienced the same type of challenge, but we will respond to it differently. And that's part of it too. We're all unique within our own challenging times, and we're all unique within our own abilities of how to respond and how to react and how to learn and how to grow from these things. So when you feel abandoned and when you feel like you're not on the right path, it's okay to question it. It's okay to ask God, Creator, Universe, are you there? Please show me that you are there. Please ask your angels, please show me you're still with me. You know, sometimes when you feel like you're just lost, ask your angels and guides and God, or your higher power, whatever that might be. Please show me you're still with me. Please help me get through this time. Please help me get through the challenging time. And there are times when you think, oh my gosh, things are going great, things are going great, things are going great, 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 great. Wham! There comes that valley in an instant, in a minute, in a second. And it changes things immediately, right? That's what happened during that challenging time when I experienced with my mom. Things changed in an instant. Just in a second, things changed. And I look back at it all now and I see I had to go through each of those steps, each of those challenges within that challenging time. Each of those steps brought me to where I am right now, this very moment. And at the time I would have not said this, but now I look back at it and say, I am so grateful I went through that. I am so grateful I went through that. So it's different again for everyone, and I know not everyone can say that. Especially if you're experiencing it now or you've recently experienced it. It can be very, very hard. Time helps, time helps. So, yeah, but things can change in an instant. And it's part of our journey. It's part of our experience. It's part of our path. By kind of continuing on that challenging time, I continued my meditative practices. I am so grateful I was into meditation and crystals at that time, because I relied a lot upon that to continue me going, and my prayers and asking my angels and guides to help, even though I felt like I was alone at the time. I continued my daily practices of releasing the negative energies and focusing on trying to be positive in a very negative situation. And that helped me get through day by day. It's something that you have to keep working at when you're in those dips, in those valleys. Keep working, finding the positive. Keep working, finding the light at the end of the tunnel. Keep working at connecting to your source energy and your guides and your angels, and put the effort into it to get that support, so you can feel that support that you need to get through those challenging times. It's okay to question your path. It's okay to question why things happen to us. It's okay to ask, why did this happen? Why? It's okay to ask those things. But it is part of the learning process. And then when you get past that valley, I've gone through that whole upswing again, that very energetic learning phase again. It's all phases. It's all phases. And we go through these phases, the up towards the peak, the neutrals and the dips. And it's a cycle. And if you notice, if you're in these cycles, that can kind of help you determine if you're in that cycle and what to do about it, you know? So when you're up at the peak, you're going up, 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 up. Take advantage of all that you're learning. Really absorb what you're learning and experiencing. It's there. It's not going to go away. When you're at the neutral part, really take time to absorb what you've learned, apply what you've learned. Look forward to what's coming next. Give yourself a rest. And when you're in those valleys, pay attention to you're in those valleys. Okay, you put that block around yourself. What can you do to release that, to see what's really in front of you? What can you do to release that block, to open yourself back up to seeing the answers that are right there in front of you? What can you do to reconnect to source energy? When you're in fear, fear is a lot of those valleys. When you're in fear, that's when you've detached from source energy. When you realign with yourself with source energy, that is when you are back in balance and realigned. You are back in balance. And that's when the fear is gone. So that is something to be aware of when you're in those valleys. So let's see here what else we've got here. Any other questions? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome for the guidance. Yeah. Feeling sick this way, blocked. Yes, and it's just when we're blocked, we just go through this. It's the ego part of it. It's part of our physicalness. It's part of our human natureness as the protective mechanism. But a lot of times that stems a lot of problems too, right? The fear causes the block. The block causes tension, stress, worry, which causes pain, which causes illness, which causes disease. It's a backwards spiral you don't want to get caught up in. I've been there. So, and I know a lot of you have too. Many of you have. So if you can release that block that's causing that distress, and see the answers in front of you and begin to trust in source energy again, and begin to trust in God, creator, universe, whatever your higher power is again, and begin to trust that things will be okay, and to begin to trust the answers that start coming to you again, and pull yourself out of that valley. Then you can move forward. Let's see here. Sherry, you went through this for years, struggle for 5 years in negativity. Sherry, yes. I was in a very, very long cycle of negativity myself, Sherry. Very many years of negative cycle of that fear-based anxiety, depression. It was, and it caused disease. And then when I started my spiritual path, I started chipping away at it day after day, changing my thought process, changing the way I think, positive thoughts, continued prayers, being grateful for what I have. Be grateful for what you have, even in the challenging times. Be grateful for every single little thing. Everything. Look around you, see what you have. Be grateful for every single thing. That's a huge thing. That's huge. That can shift your energy really, really quickly when you're in that dip. And the positive thinking. It's hard to think positive when you're in that valley. It is hard. It's difficult to bring yourself out of it. Think positive thoughts. Really try to focus your thoughts on being positive. Write yourself a little sticky note and carry it with you if you have to. Daily affirmations. I am happy. I am joyful. I am healthy. I am well. I am prosperous. I am whatever it is that you want to put on there. Whatever helps you get out of that dip. Meditate, connect, quiet time, connect, go out to nature, connect. So, Marie, yours was emotional, devastating divorce, and realized who your real dad is. Wow. Wow, wow. You're welcome, Krista, for sharing this. Oh my gosh, and you lost your daughter. I know many people who are in our community have lost children. And I find that very interesting that you can come to this community and support and be a support for each other. And I know that cannot be an easy thing to go through, and it might be a lifelong thing to try and get past. And maybe some people don't ever heal from it. I don't know. I've not experienced it myself. But maybe you have learned something from it. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. Every path is different, and every purpose is different, and every learning experience that we come here to learn, or everything that we come here to learn, is different for each of us. And every experience is different for each of us. So see if you can find the joy in the memories. See if you can find the joy what's in front of you. See if you can find the joy of life now from this day forward. So, hello Kunjan, after a long time able to be part of a life. Yes, 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 yes. Rachel having issues with getting kicked out. Oh my gosh, still learning. Of course, we are all still learning. I think through our whole human experience this time around is a whole learning experience this whole time around. Sometime it's more learning, more exciting learning, going up the peak, right? The valley is a learning time. It's not as exciting. It is a learning time. It's challenging. It's learning. Not all learning is easy. Some is easy, some is hard. Even the neutral time is a learning time. When to be quiet, when to accept, and when to just let things just kind of be. It's all learning. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Elizabeth, you feel like all your chakras are blocked? Yes. You know, getting healing and unblocking the chakras, realigning the chakras is a big part of realigning your whole being. So, if you're continually experiencing challenging times, you might want to think of something like that, getting your chakras realigned, going to healing, going to various different types of healing modalities. So, and how do you learn what your gifts are? You have to, you know, it's kind of a lot of trust. It's a lot of what's inside of you. A lot of times things just happen. I went through many sessions when I was going through the anxious time to clear out my junk that I was dealing with. I went through 2 different types of healing. One was acupuncture. That was a very, very, very spiritual experience for me. I actually connected to source energy during the sessions of acupuncture. So you can try different types of healing modalities to realign yourself. And as soon as I walked through the door, the Oriental gentleman who was the practitioner said, "You are out of balance." And I thought, are you just saying that? But as soon as I experienced the sessions, and I had to go back for several sessions. Sometimes you can't just go for one and be fine. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I went for several sessions for a few months of acupuncture. And when I was finished, I felt wonderful. I felt on top of the world. I felt like I could accomplish anything and everything. And that's when you start that peak up again. That's when your gifts and your spiritual awakening and your spiritual awareness happen, is when you're just feeling like everything is right and everything is aligned and everything is just wonderful. That's when the peak going up is. So when you ask, how do you find out when your gifts are? Make sure you're completely aligned with yourself and cleared and all your stuff. You dealt with your stuff you need to deal with. And things will start to happen. Things will start to open. And pay attention. I also went to a hypnotherapist during that time. And that's when a lot of my spiritual gifts started coming open too. I started to see past lives. Not only through hypnotherapy, but during my own personal meditative state. I went home and I started meditating. I saw past lives. I was able to heal those. I was able to start channeling. I was able to start connecting to my angel. And the more you do these things, the more it will strengthen these things, and the more that it will open new things to happen. So give yourself time too. Some things can't be rushed. Some things you've got to clear out some of the gunk that you've got going on to open yourself up to what's out there that you have. It's just quiet within you. It's in everybody. It's just quiet within you. Just need to clear out the junk that you've gone through to open up those things and see what you can do. Always, always, always listen to your intuition. Your intuition is right. Your intuition knows. If you feel like something is not right, listen to it. If you feel like something doesn't resonate, either address it, face it, resolve it, or let it go. Whatever it is. Cleanse it, clear it. Maybe you have issues to resolve with another person or situation. Maybe you have issues to resolve within yourself. Maybe it's time to take care of that. Trust your soul, trust your intuition. All the answers to all the questions you have are deep down inside of you. They're there. Because deep down inside of you, you are connected to source energy. Your soul is connected to source energy. It's all there. It's all there. Finding it, getting to that point, getting to that area is difficult, but it is possible. It is possible. Trust your intuition, trust your instincts, trust your gut feeling. The conversation was stemmed from, that brought this on today was stemmed from something that somebody had heard that, I'm putting out my little Palo Santo, it's getting a little crazy here, that was fear-based, I feel, fear-based. Sometimes when you hear something that's fear-based from somebody else, take a look. Maybe it's their fear that they're passing on to you. It's up to you to decide whether you want to accept that or not. You don't have to. You don't have to agree. You can agree. You don't have to agree. It's up to you. So if something is fear-based, really pay attention. Is it them? It's them. Is it you? Is it you? Is it both? Question those things. Think about it. You know, what's causing the fear? Why are they saying something that's fearful, or that you perceive it to come through as fearful? And really think about it. Really think about it, you know. So that's when the questioning really happens, and that's when you can really learn some very deep, deep-rooted answers too. Really deep-rooted answers. Yeah. One day at a time, and they will come to you. Yes, yes. You've learned, Pam, you've learned through challenges so much recently, yeah. Sonia, say you have a gift, still learning, don't know how to work with my angels. It'll come. It took me quite some time to connect to my angels, but the more you work with them, the more it will be easier, the more you'll be able to hear them, the more you'll be able to communicate with them, the more you'll be able to trust that that's them. Sorry, I need a quick little sip of water. So it's a process. A lot of the things that I have learned along the way have not been overnight. It's been a process. It's been a process. And it's like you keep going on that path, and then you're in that neutral part and you're like, well, why did it stop? It didn't stop. It's just quiet right now. That's okay. That's okay, because you'll go up again. Ella, many lessons are learned once we overcome the challenges we endure. Yes. Cynthia, yes, you learn from everything. Yes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Yes, the powerful gifts within, Pam. Absolutely. Absolutely. Patricia, can I ask you a question? Spiritual message. You wake up at 4 a.m. repetitive. I bet you will find out that a lot of people here do that. I wake up from the time of probably 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. just about every night. Some might call it the witching hour. It's kind of like where the veil is thinner, they say. You might be able to connect easier with the other side. You might be able to connect with your spirit guides at that time easier. I know that Wayne Dyer used to do a lot of his writing during that time. A lot of inspiration comes at that time, a lot of deep insight. Think about what happens during that time at 4 a.m. when you wake. What are you thinking about? Write it down. Does something come to you? Is it something that inspires you? Is it something that worries you? Is it something that challenges you? Is it something that you wonder, maybe I want to explore that? Start writing down whatever you think about at that time, and then just put it away. Try and go back to sleep, and then see if there's a pattern. See if you notice a pattern. Yeah, but I bet most of us here have that. Most people on their spiritual path experience that awakening time in the middle of the night. Well, early morning, I should say. It's quite common. And this Palo Santo is burning better than I've ever had any of them. And so just a little bit too much smoke in here today, so stop. Okay, so, oh, Tracy, thank you. I talk about what I'm guided to talk about. Like I said when I started, for those of you who came in a little late, I always talk about what I am guided to talk about. Take what you feel is right and leave the rest. I am not trying to convince anybody of anything. It's not my job. I'm not trying to make you believe anything. I just am here to share my experiences and my guidance that I am given. And this conversation has come up before, so it is a process. It is a daily process. Yes, Dorothy, it is a daily process. And it is a process with the peaks, the valleys, and the neutral time. So it is all a process. Oh, blessings. Oh my goodness, your brother died in your arms, Ella. Wow. Yeah. Sonia, you waken every day at 3:30 feeling all kinds of emotions and energy. So write down all those emotions that you're feeling, whatever those emotions are at that time. Write them down. Have a little bedside journal with you. Write down all the emotions and all the feelings that you're feeling at that time and see if it's consistent every time. And see if it kind of correlates with things that are going through your life too. Yeah. Oh, Sherry, needed this? Yes. Uncertain changes are coming up and needed to, yeah. Yep, so you're in a valley state or headed into a valley state, Sherry. So now you're aware you're in a valley. So try and do things to pull yourself out of that protective mode. Find your joy. Find your gratitude. Find your positive thinking. Okay. Yeah. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome. I know I'm way behind on comments. Sorry. Yes, yes. So I am going to pull two cards. One from the Namaste deck to end this up, and one from the Power of Surrender deck. Because I feel it's a good way to kind of round out the topics, messages, and a lot of times these cards resonate with the talk that we are talking about for the day as well. And one just popped out of the Namaste deck, so we'll give that one there. Let me see what comes out of the Surrender deck. And this is a group message for anybody who's watched this right now or who watches the replay. And then I'll tell you what's coming up next in the next few days as well. So let's see what these cards say. A lot of times they do resonate with the talks, so I find it very remarkable. And I just asked the angels and guides to share with us, what is it that we need to know at this time? You know, what do we need to know at this time? And I just leave it up to that. Okay. So the first card of the Namaste deck is this beautiful, look at that, beautiful card. I love the artwork with this Namaste deck. I will read to you the message. And it is the blessing of meditation. Your window of perception is cleansed, and for a moment you see life as it truly is, infinite and eternal. Meditation will help you rise above any situation and event and see things clearly. This is so on point. What usually seems chaotic and distorted can seem the opposite. Know there is divine order in your life. There's no accident that came up today. No accident that came up today. And I am a true, huge, huge believer in meditation, as many of you know, and as many of you read my book. I'm a huge advocate for meditation. Meditation can change your life. So those of you who are in the valleys right now, meditate, meditate, meditate. Okay, this other card that came up from the surrender deck is surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. That's interesting. So if any of you are feeling kind of trapped in some sort of issue, listen to all the things that are around you, then speak in a clear, concise manner your response. Wow, that's interesting. Defensive is also one of those things that we put up when we block ourselves to protect ourselves. We get defensive when we want to protect ourselves, right? It's one of those things that's the defense mechanism. You know, something happened and you want to defend yourself. And it's just, if you can see through that, if you can let that go, take some quiet time to meditate first, and then you can think clearly on how you want to respond to the situation. So, beautiful messages. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, thank you for joining me for this topic today. It is a little bit deeper than we've been through in a while. Those of you who are new to the show, thanks for joining us. We have a great community of regulars here, and we have a great community of support with each other. It's a very positive community. Please like, follow, share, and see first to get my videos. I do spiritual talks like this. I do crystal sales on Thursdays. I sell crystals. I also talk about crystals on other talks. Next week, we've got the full moon coming up. We'll be doing a releasing of the full moon. So watch for that. That will be very, very powerful. We'll release all of this junk that we've been holding on to, all the stuff that we collect in the valley time. We'll be releasing all that stuff. And it's a very powerful experience. And I throw in other things now and then too. So thank you all so much for joining me. Please like and share and follow. And I hope to see you all again very soon. And if you're in the peak phase right now, I am so excited for you. If you're in the neutral phase, take some time and just rest and reflect. If you're in the valley, prayers that you will come out of it soon and enlightened, and that will ease up for you very soon. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. See you soon. Thank you. Bye.